Good evening, sir. So my question is, whenever a song is decided to be put into a film, what is the basic process that is taken care of? I mean, who decides the genre of the song, where to put it in the movie, and the music director, the lyricist, and so basically how do you go about it? And second is, these days we see many singers who go into reality shows and they sing in Bollywood. But apart from few exceptions, not many of them survive. So is it the right platform or the right approach to get into Bollywood for a singer?
A lot of questions in your one question. So, the writers, when the script is being written, at that time the song sequences and situations are defined. When it comes to a music composer, so it's a director's vision because he directs everything. This medium is director's medium. So he decides that I want this kind of song over here. And then it comes to the lyricist and composer. Then they try to match the vision of the director and a song is made. This is how it happens. And as far as reality shows are concerned, I think that's a very good platform now. And earlier there was nothing, you know, the singers used to go to the composer's house and it was very struggle. Now it's very easy and very good because if you're good, then only you can be there. And it has promoted one more thing, which is Indian classical, because you have to learn the classical music if you have to compete in those reality shows. So I think they have done, that's a very good platform. Many singers, I think Shreya Vishal has come from this.
Good evening, sir. Sir, it's generally said that you should never judge a book by its movie. You're a filmmaker who made a lot of movies based on books, and there are other movies also, very famous books which have been made into movies. The best example can be Harry Potter. So, do you think that we should, whatever is said is true? Can a movie not be so great that it can overshadow the book or be better than the book, according to the viewers?
I think it's a very ethnic conflict of book is better than the film or the film is better than the book. My take on that is when you read a book, you are your own filmmaker, you are your own music composer, you are your own location hunting, location manager. So when you are reading a book, you are seeing it in your own head. So it's very difficult to match the imagination of so many people. You know, they have seen their own films in their head with their own faces, giving the faces to the characters. They have in their heads. It's very difficult to match that. So I think in filmmaking, what happens? You have to keep adapting yourself to the moment, to the existence. You know. So when we go to shoot, nothing goes. One thing is nothing goes right while you're shooting. Nothing goes right. Every day, 100 things go wrong. 100 things. And the filmmaker is doing the human management. The filmmaking is the human management, nothing else. Because the temperament of 300 people, you have to drive them to achieve your dream. So it's such a big human management. And you are, like you have asked for 200 junior artists and you have asked for 10 Mercedes, just for example you say. And what you get 50 junior artists and you get 10 ambassadors. And then there is no time, because if you lose the shooting day, then film is going to go over budget. You will lose like 50 lakhs in a day. Sometimes it happens that if you don't complete the shoot in that particular day with this particular cast, you may end up losing 1 crore in a day. So it's such a big pressure on a filmmaker. So, and this is I'm telling you that, but your question is about the book is better than the film or the film is better than the book. So I think filmmaking, as I said, filmmaking is the point of view of a one person, what he thought. So it can match you, match your vision or not. This is a very individualistic thing.
Good afternoon, sir. So nowadays we have films which have borrowed plots from many other films and they're doing the film. So some films are there which are borrowing plots and subplots from many other films and they give up.
It's not now, it has been happening for past 50 years. Now it's less, on the contrary. Because now all the, let me complete your question then I
So we have seen like many Hollywood films and now we have a good Bollywood film. It's surprisingly related to the Oscar zone. So sir, my question is, are you of the view that the final film is good? It's okay to borrow parts from other films, or the final? You should come up with a creative and original film.
You tell me, is it okay to copy while you are giving an exam? How can it be? How can you borrow from other films and say it as your own? Are you writing in the beginning that this moment or this scene is taken from there or this scene is taken from there? It's a absolute clean theft, nothing else. And as I was telling you, that nowadays it's very less because of the internet and the Facebook. The next morning you come to know which moment is coming from where. Earlier it was not the case. And one more thing is there, all the big studios, Hollywood studios, be it Fox, Warner Brothers, Sony, all the big Hollywood studios are now in Bombay and they are making Bollywood films. Earlier what used to happen, you borrow something, you steal something from some European film. Nobody will know about it. But now you know, so you are sued the next day. So many times in so many films it has happened. They have been sued now. So now the people are forced to think originals. So it's very good that we are forced to think originals.
Good evening, sir. Sir, can you tell us about your association with Gulzar sir? His lyrics and your music is like magic.
Yeah, today whatever I am, it's because of Gulzar sir. I would have been anywhere if I hadn't met that man. And I met him almost 21 years back in 90, I think I met him. 22 years. And it changed my life. Because it's not just about his lyrics, it's something about his personality, the way he thinks about life, the way he conducts himself. So, whatever I am today is because of him. Poetically, I think his expression is so unique. And he's so unique in his expression of poetry, the way he thinks. And when I was young, when I was in college, and there was a very beautiful time actually. In those days, the ghazals were, at their peak. When I was in class 12th, then came Jagdish Singh. And Jagdish Singh came with his first nazm called Baat Niklegi to Dur Tak Jayegi. You guys can go and hear it on YouTube. It revolutionized the youth of that time. And I wonder, because I still connect to the youth, because I have to make films and I have to compose music. The youth of that time, the early 80s, and early 80s, yeah. 90s it again became bad. But early 80s it was a very sleepy youth, because the ghazals were part of, and the poetry was part of that young minds and that youth. Now it's all dance, it's all beat, which is also good. It's not that it's not bad. So, in those days, I read Gulzar Saab's book, and I was so inspired with his poetry. that I learned that book by heart. You know, you can, in those days, you could just tell me one word and I would narrate the whole poetry. And then, you know, all his songs, दिन खाली खाली बर्तन है और रात है जैसे अंधा धुआं, इन सूनी अंधेरी आंखों में आंसू की जगह आता है तो इस तरह की इमेजेस। और या उन्होंने जब गाने लिखे, धन्नों की आंखों में रात का सुरमा, I'm talking of all, you know, the old songs. And from there to his writing, बीड़ी के लिए या कचरारे आंखें भी कमाल करती हैं, पर्सनल से सवाल करती हैं। तो ये हमेशा यूथ के साथ लगे रहना और उस कंटेम्प्रेरी जबान में पोएट्री कहना, उन्होंने तो कमाल ही कर दिया। मतलब उनका पहला गाना था ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट फिल्म का, बंदनी का, मोरा गोरा अंगलेले महिशाम रंग दे दे, नूतन के ऊपर पिछराइज हुआ था। एंड इट मस्ट बी एटलीस्ट अर्ली 60s आई थिंक, या 62, 63 की बात होगी। तब से लेके मतलब more than 50 years this man is still, you know, writing the same way he was writing. So his poetry is magic. So, and because I am a composer who works on poetry, so I get inspired with his whatever he writes. So it's a fun working with him. It's a great fun to be with him and work with him.
Good evening, sir. So my question is that a lot of filmmakers try to adapt the great work of literature on screen. So the challenge is not only to adapt it from a text onto the screen, but also to contextualize it in a demographic and a periodical context. So sir, out of your personal experience, can you tell us how you overcame those challenges?
I have two experiences for that. First is Macbeth, Maqbool, and at that time I didn't know the power of Shakespeare. Power of Shakespeare in terms of his, the way he's perceived in the international literature. I thought that who will care, you know, a guy from Mumbai is making a film on Macbeth. Who's bothered about it? But when I completed the film and it was shown, the first show we had, it was premiered in Toronto Film Festival. It's a big prestigious film festival. All the big filmmakers are there, and the international press is there. So it was selected for that festival, and the first show was held there. And it was my also first experience. So I was called for the Q&A and after the show. And the international press, they, you know, they pounced on me. And big filmmakers. And fortunately for me, they all loved the film. So, you know, they wanted to ask my inner view of why I did what I did. But that changed me as a filmmaker because I realized that what the hell I was doing, because I thought, you know, the Shakespeare ka ek play leke bana lete, but I didn't know that Shakespeare, I mean, it's a phenomena. I mean, so next time when I was conscious, in Maqbool, I was not conscious at all. I was taking it as a story and made it my own. And I did the changes, whatever I felt was right for my story. Like, for instance, like, Macbeth is all more about Lady Macbeth. How she poisons the mind. How she poisons the mind of her husband. The first thing I changed in Macbeth is change the Lady Macbeth from being wife of Macbeth to the mistress of King. I took all those liberties because I was not concerned, I was not conscious of the name Shakespeare.